Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to be creating this navigation here with this drop down menu. So once you hover on this, you got this drop down menu here. You got them all like that. But then once you hover on this one, you got this drop down, and then once you come down here, you got this one as well. So you can be able to hover on that. Got those drop down. This one got also this one. So all this cool drop down menu here. Alright, so yeah, I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just jump right straight into it. As usual, I already have my HTML structure open up here. I also have my CSS file there, which I already linked to my HTML. Now I open my file in my browser, which is this time I'm using Google Chrome as usual. So let's just come into our HTML and start writing our code. So what I want to create first, I just want to create a div with a ID name of container, and then press tab, and then inside here I want to create our header. So our header, I want to give it a class name of, let's just give it header as well, header, if I can type that right. Perfect. Now inside our header, I want to add an h1, which is going to be our title. So we're just going to give it Kandowa talk, and then I want to come out of our header there and then create our URL. So URL, and then our tag. Let's just say home, right? And then another tag, let's say about us, right? And then create another tag, let's just say services, maybe something like that. And then let's just add another tag, let's say portfolio, and then the last tag, let's just say contact. Right, you got that there. If you come in here, make sure you save. If you come in here, refresh, you got that. Right, so let's jump to our file here. Now I want to come into about us there before the crossing risk tag. This time I just want to add another URL, and then let's add another risk tag. This time let's just say maybe inside the company. Let's just say inside the company maybe. And then let's add another risk tag. Let's just say philosophy, something like that. And then let's add another list tag. Let's just say maybe values, and then the last list tag here, let's just say mission, something simple like that. Right, and then I also want to come to our services there before our crossing list tag, and then add another URL, and then create another list items. So our services, let's just say maybe like graphic design. Let's just say graphic design there, and then add another list item. Let's just say web services, and then another one, let's just say maybe SEO there, and then let's just add the last one, let's say maybe like social media management. So just social media. Right, we got that. Now I want to come inside our services there before the crossing risk tag, and then create another unlisted. So create another list item. Right, create another list item there, and then this time I just want to give it the web services. Let's just say maybe like web development. Right, development, if I can spell that right, development. Right, and then the next one, let's just create another list item, and let's say web design or something like that. And then let's just create another one, let's say web maintenance, and then let's just add, let's say maybe web hosting, and then let's just add let's say maybe like web editing or something like that. Web editing. Save that. Then you got all that. So all this, and then come in here, refresh. You see, you got all that, all your HTML there. It's messy, so let's actually fix that. So now that's all I want to do into my HTML. So let's jump into our CSS. And then in my CSS, at first I just want to reset everything, remove all the margin, remove all the margin there. Let's set it to 0, and then remove some padding, set them to 0 as well, right? And then now I want to target our body, just add some styling to that. So the first thing I want to do is just set the font family, the one that I want to use. So sans serif, or if sans serif is not there, let's use Tahoma, right? And then let's just change the background. The background, let's say background image, I want to use an image. So URL there, I want to use is back.jpg, which is this image that I got in here. Open here, this image there, back.jpg, which is in my root folder there. That's the image that I want to use, right? You got that. So if you come into your browser, refresh, you see you got this image there, you got it like that. So now let's actually fix that. So I just want to come down here to our body and add some styling to the background there. So let's just say background position, let's set it to the top, and then let's just say to the background repeat, I want to no repeat, and then let's just say the background size, so let's set it to cover. I want it to cover the whole thing. Then if you come down here, refresh, see you got it right there, your background there. So far so good. Now that we are done with the body, let's actually target. So let's move on to our container, which is our div here. So with our div there, we just want to call it, it's container, if I can spell that right. So with the container, I just want to set the position, I want to set it to relative, and then I want to give it, let's say, a width of 100%, and then let's just give it the height, a height of, let's say, 100 VH. Now that we are done with our container, I want to move on to our header, which is our header here, this class there where we got our H1 and this item there. So I want to come down here and then call our header, right? So with the header, I just want to set the position to, let's set it to relative, and then I want to change the background. Just change the background. I want to use this color here, which is 1ABC9C. That's the color I want to use. And then the next thing I want to do is just set the color. This color I want to use this blackish, and then the last thing I want to do here is just display everything in here. Just display to flex, right? You come down here, refresh, you got it right there, right? So now let's continue. I want to target our H1 there, so let's just continue. Let's call it header. Then this time I want to target our H1, right? With our H1, I just want to set the font size. Let's set it to 25 pixel, and then the next thing I want to do here is just set the margin, give it some margin, let's say to 25 pixel as well, right? If you come in here, refresh, you got it right that. So let's continue. Now let's target our nav there, our navigation. So to start with our navigation, we have to come down here, we know we are inside our header, but this time we want to target our URL. And then with our URL, I just want to give it a width, let's say of 80%. And then I want to just remove the list style. The list style, let's just set it to none. And then the next thing I want to do is just add, let's say, a case. A case, I want to set it to a pointer. So that's what I want to do to our URL there. And then the next thing I want to do is target our list item inside our URL. Right, so I want to come down here, let's call that, we know it's header URL, but this time we want to target our list item. So with our list item, I just want to display them in line block. And then I want to, let's just add some padding, give it some padding, let's say to 30 pixels to the top and bottom, and then 20 pixels to the left and right. And then I want to, let's give it a width, this let's just say to 150 pixel. And then I want to text align, let's just text align here to the center. And then the next thing I want to do is just give it the line height, let's give it some line height, let's say to 1.5. And then I just want to, let's say the position, let's set the position to relative, right? And then let's just add the font size, change the font size to, let's say, to 14 pixel. And then the last thing I want to do here is just set the font weight. Let's just set it to 600. Alright, save that, and then come in here, refresh. You see, you got it right there. So it's messy at the moment, it's messy, right? But yeah, we're on the right track though, so let's go on. Now that we've done that, I want to target our hover here. So once you hover, I want to change the background of that and then the color of that. So it just comes down here, we want to target our list item, so I'm just going to copy this and then paste it down here, right? But then we want, once you hover it, just want to, let's say, let's change the background color, let's just set it to 12475F. and then let's set the color to whitish, let's just say whitish, this whitish here. So now if you come here, refresh, and then if you got that, you hover on them, you see you got that. Alright, so on the right track. I know it's messy, but let's fix that. So to continue, now we want to target our unlisted item that are inside our list item there. So to do that, you just have to come down here, let's come down there and then call them. We know we are in header, we have to call that URL, but then we want to target our list and then URL, right? Because we are targeting our URL, our unlisted item that are inside our list item, right? So now we want to set the position. If you set the position, let's just set it to absolute. We want to give it a position of absolute, and then let's just set the margin to the top, give it to the margin, let's set to 100%, and then give it some margin to the left, let's set it to 0, and then let's just set the color there, we want whitish, right? You got that, so save that, come in here, refresh. Now you got that. Our words are also here, as you can see they are still messy, but we are on the right track. So now let's move on. So to move on, now I want to target this list item here that are inside our list there. So I want to target this list item here, not this one on top, this here. So to do that, just want to come down, right? Call that, you know, we are header, and then URL list item, and then unlist that, and then we want to target our list item there that are inside there, right? And then this time I just want to position it to relative, give it a position of relative, and then I want to set a background there. Let's just set it to 12475F. That's the background that I want to use. And then I want to display them. Let's just display them let's say to block. Let's display them to block, and then I want to give it some padding. Just change some padding to, let's say, to 10 pixels to the top and bottom, and then 20 pixels to the left and right. And then the last thing I want to do to this is just give it some border there. Let's just say 1 pixel solid, and then let's just use whitish. Alright, save that and then refresh. If you come in here, refresh, you see you got it like that. Right, so now we know we have to fix this web services here. This web services there, if you come in here in our code there, if you come in here in services, we know we got a list item which got our services here, so we have to target that one. Right, and then with that one, let's just come here, come down here, right, and then let's just call that, now call it header, so it's URL inside our list item, that is inside our unlisted list item, and then we want to target our URL. Right, and then this time let's just give it some margin to the left, since we want it to move it all the way to the right, so we're just going to make it 100%. And then let's just give it some margin to the top. We want to set that to 0, and then the next thing I want to do is just add some border. So some border, let's just add 1 pixel solid, and then the color, let's just use whitish. Right, if you come in here, make sure you save, come in here, refresh, you see you got it right there. You got this one right here, so you got all that. So now you want to change, once you hover this, you want to give them a different color. Right, so you come down here, you just come down here. So now you want to call the header, you want to call the header then the list item, which is in our list URL list item there. So you want, once you hover them, you want to give them a different background color. So let's say in the background you want to use, let's say 1ABC 9C there, and then if you save that, come in here, refresh, you see now once you hover this, they give you a different background. Say that you are sorted. Right, you got that, and then they will give you a different background. So now you want this navigation here to come up when you hover on one of these, like this. You want this to show up. So to do that, you have to just come up here. I just want to come up here to header URL you are there, and then I just want to display it to none. Give it a display to none. Make sure you are in there, come here, refresh. Right, you see they disappear. Even if you hover there, they are not appearing, so they disappear. Now you have to call them. So now you just want to, once you hover them, once you hover your list item, you want them to appear. Right, so let's just come down here and then call it header your list item. You want, once you hover them, right, you want your URL to display block. You want them to display block. See that once you hover your list item, any of your list item, you want whatever URL is inside it to be displayed block. Right, come in here, refresh. Now see, once you hover here, it's appearing. Right, got there, you can be able to go hover all over it, and then if you come in here, you see that it's appearing, and then once you come here, you see all that it's appearing as well. This one, you got all that, you got this, and once you move out, it's done like that. This one is here. So you created your awesome navigation there with your drop down menu. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this tutorial. I hope you find this video helpful. If you did, then make sure you hit that like button, and if you happen to have a question, then make sure you drop it in the comment down below. And if this was your first time, then please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any content that we will be posting. So yeah, that was it. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace, love, and unity.